So I met with the recruiter and I finally got some dates to go down to MEPS. For those of you that don't know, I have to take the ASVAB and I have to do the medical portion. And so today is Friday, July 20th, 2018, and I will be going to MEPS Tuesday and Wednesday of next week. So I finally got those dates. A couple of tips that I just want to put out there and how my meeting with the recruiter went for the second time. For those of you that don't know, I'm also married and I do have a child. And so there's a lot more paperwork involved. Go ahead and have all your paperwork that you need ready. So you're going to need your high school diploma, if not a high school transcript that says that you graduated. You're going to need your birth certificate, your social security card, and any government things like if you've had your name changed, you're going to have your name change form. You're going to have your marriage license. Your spouse is going to have their birth certificate and their security card, social security card. And if you have any children, you're going to have their birth certificate and their social security card as well. With that being said, you're going to have to fill out some paperwork with your spouse where your spouse is going to have to pretty much sign and say, hey, I understand my spouse is joining the military and that they can be on worldwide deployments and I won't be able to go. Like that's basically um, what it's saying. Now, that means if for some reason I did get deployed or anything like that, of course they're not going to be able to go. And some other things. There may be some situations where I only go to overseas for like a couple of months or something like that. And of course, they're not going to move my. Yes, I'll be getting paid while I'm in basic training and all that stuff. Um, but they still have to be able to, provide and make all the payments and do all the bills and that kind of thing while I am gone. So your spouse will have to sign something like that. And um, other than that, the meeting with the recruiter went very well. Um, be honest with your recruiter. Always be honest with your recruiter. You want to tell them everything. And without saying it, but saying it, they're going to tell you what's important and what's not. Okay? So just tell them everything that you can remember, that you can think of. For example, I had my wisdom teeth removed, and they asked me if I had any surgery. Some people would say no. I told them I was like, yeah, I mean, I had my wisdom teeth, cut out, they were removed or whatever. And I mean, I know that's simple, but he was like, okay, yeah, all right, that doesn't matter. Because you're going to get them cut out anyway. So, I mean, but let them know so that way, whenever you get down to MEPS, there's no surprises to the recruiter. And if there are any surprises and you come up with stuff, to tell them everything up front, tell your recruiter, and they will decide what is important and what's not. And so that way, whenever you do go down to MEPS, you're not going to have any surprises. They're going to work with you. They're going to know, like, I mean, I have tattoos. I had to go in and I had to take pictures of my tattoos and stuff. That was another thing. If you were thinking about joining the military, you want to look up the tattoo policies. Um, and you want to go ahead and go in and tell them all about your tattoos so that way they can get pictures and they can get waivers. It's not like that big of a deal that you have tattoos, especially if you're in spec. Um, but go ahead and tell them about all the tattoos, all the piercings, because you may have to get waivers. And I had to take pictures of mine because one of mine is actually really close to where it doesn't need to be. I think with the Marine Corps, it has to be, I believe it's an inch below the elbow and an inch above the elbow. It has to be both of those. And I have one that's really close to my elbow, and so I had to go in, take pictures of that with a little piece of paper, a little measurement tool that they had and stuff like that. So that's something else that you will have to do. But biggest thing I really want to stress here is have all your paperwork ready. Like they find that really impressive. Do your research, have all your paperwork ready for them, and don't lie to them. Like that is So far, my recruiter has not lied to me. I have asked them questions that I know the answers to already because I've done research. I've already asked other people. Um, and I mean, they haven't lied to me as of yet. So that's a really good thing. It is definitely, a good thing that I feel that I can trust my recruiter. Um, and also, just a kind of like comment that he made the other day. I was going to get dropped off at the recruiting station for whenever I go to Mets because they have to drive down and everything, or drive me down. I asked my wife if she would just drop me off so that way I wouldn't leave my vehicle in the parking lot for 2 days. It'd be fine if it was just for that one day or whatever, but it'd be for 2 days because I have to stay overnight. And um, he was like, "Yeah, that's fine. She could drop you off, and I'll just have to let her know, like, whenever you come back to come pick you up." And I was like, "I mean, yeah, it's not that big of a deal because she has to work and everything." I was like, "It's not that big of a deal. I can go across the street or whatever and hang out at the Starbucks." And he goes, "Or you could just hang out here at the recruiting station with your family because, like, you're one of us now. You're doing paperwork and everything." And I just, I like the way that he said that. Um, it made me feel like the recruiter actually cares, like, he wants us to be involved, to talk to them, to and for those of you that hasn't catched on yet, I did say Marine Corps, and so I have started my paperwork with the Marine Corps. That's the recruiter that I'm going to go see, or I am seeing, and um, that is one of the biggest things with the Marines. They have a camaraderie, and that's one thing that I definitely like about them. But yeah, so that's just one thing that he really said. And to be a 27-year-old female that's gay, that's also not, I'm more of a guy. I mean, as you can see, you can look and see that I dress more like a guy and everything. And for him to say that to me it feels really good because I honestly didn't know how people were going to treat me in the Marine Corps. Um, if they thought that I was going to be one of those females that's like, oh yeah, I can do everything and I can do anything, you can do, and I'm going to try to show you. Like, I'm not that type. I'm very open. I'm very like laid back, and I like to, don't get me wrong, I like to push myself 100%, and I do want to accomplish stuff, but I'm also not one of those that's like, I can do everything that a man can do. Even though that I dress like a guy and I think more like a guy and things like that, excuse me, I'm not the type that's like, oh yeah, if a guy can go over there and, lift this 150 pounds 20 times, I can do it. No, I'm going to try and I'm going to see if, I can do that, but I'm not going to say that I'm better than you or that I can go and do that just because I'm not that type that's like that. And so I didn't want them to see me as that type because some guys are actually, you know, offended, or I don't know the correct word that I'm trying to look for here, but some guys don't like it. They feel threatened maybe sometimes, and none of them in the office have treated me differently. I've talked to several different guys. Um, I'm working with a sergeant right now. His staff sergeant came in. Um, none of them have treated me different whatsoever, and that is a good thing because I was actually worried about it. And so, for those of you that may have questions about that, my recruiter and the office did not treat me any differently with being the person that I am. They didn't bat an eye. They took everything like just easy, and they're treating me no different than anybody else. Um, so that's really great. And like I said, they're being honest with me, which is also really great. I'm just making these videos because one, I want to keep track, and two, there's not that many videos for a gay female that I've seen for USMC, and so I want to make them so that way other people um, can see that, hey, they're not treating me the same. And I'm going to go down to MEPS and I'm going to videotape that if I can, and I will get back to you guys. I appreciate it. If you like the video, like, you want to see more content like this, go ahead and subscribe, and I will talk to you guys later. Let you know what's up.